Welcome to the Psychic Hot Seat. This is Maureen Keefe of Intuition Matters Unveiled. I am you. So, thank you for coming out to play tonight. It's going to be a show about discernment. So, first, we're going to have to figure out what is discernment, and then we're going to figure out how we attain discernment or acquire discernment. So, first off, discernment. Discernment is the ability to discern, determine, recognize, sense, perceive if something is true or false. Another way is to perceive if something is a yes or a no answer. We have Hearts Love Joe in the house. Thank you for joining us. We also have Carl, man in the Intuition Matters Unveiled posts. So he's the tech manager at the Psychic Hot Seat, at Intuition Matters Unveiled, at Goddess Wisdom Podcast, and at Daily Drops from the Fountain of Youth. Woo! Oh, and this up-and-coming Goddess Book Club. So stay tuned for all these exciting ventures on the horizon. And we are drips, days away from delivering the Daily Drops from the Fountain of Youth, which are going to be 30 tips for turning back the aging clock, because you can. It's part of our ascension. It's part of our empowerment. It's part of our claiming sovereign authority over our reality. So we have arrived. Let 60 be the new 40, or let 60 be the new 30. We'll see. Anyway, let's have some fun. And thank you. Beautiful necklace. This is made by a local artist from Breckenridge. I got it back in the day when I owned my own bookstore, Winds of Change, Books and Gifts, and Center for Transformational Healing. This has been my thing for a long time. So thank you for that. It's labradorite and rose quartz and more labradorite and some garnet and beautiful artistry. So thank you for that. And so we're going to talk about discernment today and muscle testing, how to get our own yes or no answers. Let's see if I have my pendulum here. I'm not seeing it. My pendulum doesn't look like a normal. Oh, here it is. It looks like a Merkaba. It looks like a upward triangle and a downward triangle. And I don't use it very often. Cher is in the house. Welcome to the party. I don't often use a pendulum because I was having just as much trouble with pendulums as I was with muscle testing. And we're going to talk about muscle testing tonight, which is what I have mastered and what I do use all day, every day in my contract job, doing psychic readings for a living. So let's get into it. That's like a Amy Porterfield start to her show. Let's get into it. So discernment, it's the ability to determine a yes or no answer, or if something is true. Last week we had some really great questions around that, and Cher, you were one of them, asking about false light. I was having a little bit of a trouble answering that because I didn't want to go too deep in, because I was going to cover discernment in this show. And also, I honestly, what I believe with false light is part of our initiation journey. False light is helping us learn discernment, and false light is helping us to gain mastery and skill with knowing what's true and knowing what is the right decision for us. And it's really boiling down to how it feels in our body. How are we feeling emotionally? What kind of senses are we feeling? Hi, Jessica. Nice to have you here, darling, while you're out and about on your travels. And so we are talking about discernment and how to get yes or no answers. And we're also talking about false light. So false light is when shadow impersonates light. And some of the first answers I gave last week had to do with the messages coming through. If the messages are critical, condemning, or incite a sense of a messiah complex, being ultra special, being superior to others, that's manipulation. That is luring you down trails that I've had people in partnership do that in a business, and it's very subtle. It can be very sneaky and very underground and appear to be very real. It's very much like covert narcissism, and it's very much like narcissism with gaslighting and making you doubt your knowingness, and having that ambivalence about, well, it looks good, but something feels a little off. If ever you're perceiving something feels a little off, I think I mentioned last week, first thing to check into is, are you tapping into your fear programs, or is this legitimate guidance? So my go-to is always muscle testing now. I was very frustrated in the beginning, knowing, first off, wanting quick yes or no answers, like even so simple as, should I do my laundry now? Right? Is this too much? Is this too full? Like just super simple questions that you could ask on the fly and get a yes or no answer. We have Dawn in the house. I blew up your phone or your email today or your messenger today. I just found an email from you. So sorry about that, darling. I hope you got my follow-ups. Better late than never. All right. So false light and fear programs, and I've got to stop watching the chat because I keep getting distracted and then I lose track of where I'm talking. Let's see. So muscle testing go to, and I couldn't get it right. Like it wasn't accurate, it wasn't consistent, and it was really frustrating me until I realized, and Carl's going to post a link by Jimmy Mack, and that's about how to get your energies running direct. Cher mentioned last week about having polarized or energy polarized and running opposite, making it hard for people to read her. It's also hard to read when you are it's hard to read when you are okay, I gotta stop watching the chat. I'm sorry. All right, so we're gonna start over. We get grounded before we muscle test. Carl's going to post on Jimmy Mack for when our energies get reversed, because then we can't get consistent answers. We get reversed when we're emotionally triggered. We get reversed when we are upset, scared, emotionally invested in the answers, because you have to be neutral. You also have to be hydrated, and you have to be present and not have an attachment to outcome. So really, for something that appears to be super simple, there's a whole lot going on, especially if you're trying to get an answer about something that matters to you. If you're trying to get answers about relationships, if you're trying to get answers about jobs or coworkers, or if someone's lying to you, or if someone's gaslighting you, or if you're emotionally triggered from a past trauma. And so, and then false light has this way of triggering us as well, inciting fear. Because why? Because that's what it feeds off of. And it also feeds off of turmoil and confusion and overwhelm and anger, bitterness, resentment, and suspicion, separation, adversaries, all those low vibrational energies. So if you're getting any of that in a reading, if you're getting any vibe of that in guidance, you know that you're getting false information. You know you're being manipulated. And So the other reason I was having trouble answering that last week was because an example of false light would be if an ET is your friend or foe. And so we are connecting with our galactic family members and some who are not family members. I call them errant ETs when really they're wanting to exploit us or take advantage of us. And so it's important to have discernment, and they can be kind of sneaky. I literally had a reading with Bonnie Saratori after I was experiencing what I knew was entity infringement, but I thought it was attempts at contact. My dog was freaked out beyond freaked out, which maybe is a sign, right? That's the pets are gonna. I thought that he was just afraid because he's a scaredy cat, but he was afraid because he sensed that they were not in my highest good. And so, but I kept pushing ahead. And what would happen is I'd be falling asleep and I would be woken up like with this weird snoring that woke me up really abruptly. Another way they mess with you is as you're falling asleep, you'll get that jolt of wake up, like a startle factor. Another one is a weird sensation like electrical, and it's kind of moving through your body. The thing is, like, we're back to discernment because some of those same symptoms can be coming through when you're learning how to channel. They can come through when you are connecting with source. Like I get hot flashes running right through me, and when I'm connecting to the heavens and the earth, I like get totally hot. Temperature wise, and that's my sign that I'm connecting. But in the beginning, like right around 2012, I was getting literal circles of pinpricks around my heart center. And I thought that was my heart opening. And my dog would wake up at the exact same time. It was a different dog that I was having these sensations. Now, I thought they were positive, but ultimately I think they were feeding off of me. I think there were energies feeding off of us because it was waking up my dog too. And he would like start panting. And so you just have to go through it. You have to explore. You have to trust your knowingness. Know that you have sovereign authority over your reality, and you can command out anything that you don't feel comfortable having in your space. I was researching the false light conversation, and people will say you can ask them who they are. You can ask them, are you of the light? And that they are required to answer you with truth. Well, I don't know about that. I don't think that's 100% true. It's, in theory, a nice thought. But you can claim by your sovereign authority anything other than light must leave. And you have the right to claim that. You can also call in your light teams and the highest authority of light to assist you in clearing that. So, back to muscle testing. So I started trying to do muscle testing, which I use the finger technique where you make a ring with your non-dominant hand, and then your dominant hand, you use the index finger inside the ring. And you ask a question. You can do a check stop like, my name is Maureen. Ooh, guess what? That means my energies are reversed. Okay. And I do have to say that as I was talking to errant ETs, I did get a little alert that I have some energies present. So let's just clear space. So by my divine right, by my divine will, and by my sovereign authority, I command, demand, and decree as I drop cords of light into the heart of the earth and into the heavens and connect with source, connect with my soul self, get fully present in my body. You want to be fully present in your body when you are doing any clearing work. And then you just spin a tornado of light around you. This is my go-to. And I call in a certain spirit team through that I learned of through Alicia Power. And I feel like you should train through her program before you call on this light team. But you can also say, I call on the spirit light team Maureen calls upon. And so in this moment, calling in the highest authorities of light, commanding, demanding, and requiring that all errant energies be removed from our space, that all holograms be shattered, that are manipulative and anyhow holograms be removed, as we are replacing them with heaven on earth holograms, as we are flowing more and more of our soul's pure essence into ourselves, body, mind, spirits, and emotions, and energy body. And we are claiming our sovereign authority over our reality. All right, spinning out all other energies, keeping this flow going. That tornado is made of light. It is God's love, pure source energy, higher consciousness, and it is there to serve. Okay, so muscle testing. This is a yes. My name is Maureen gets a yes. My name is Mickey Mouse gets a no. And so if you command an entity tell you, is it of the light, it's required to be honest. See, I'm getting a no. So I don't know. It's a nice theory. So again, you have to go back to, how does it feel in your body? Does it make you uncomfortable? Does it make you feel off? Does it trigger agitation, irritation, things like that? It's discernment. Discernment is kind of your own personal deal. So, but to muscle test properly, your energies have to be running direct. So Carl's going to post something on Jimmy Mack doing an exercise about restoring your energies to run direct. And that's your sunflower is at your head and your roots are at your feet. And if your energy is flipped, it's the other way around. And you can just use your hands to flip it around. I do it like this. Just envision that. You can do it in your mind. You can do some Donna Eden exercises. There's one that her daughter Dondi is showing on cross energies, and you go from your right shoulder across to your left hip and your left shoulder. This is my right shoulder. That's too funny. You're just crossing from one side of your body to the other. All right. And so another way is to hold your ring finger. It's a triple warmer point. So you just hold it gently and relax into it and just hold that ring finger. And it kind of sinks you back into your body. I just learned about this today. I really liked it. And another thing that Donna Eden Energy Medicine is teaching is, they refer to it as Vulcan fingers, but it is to clear your mind and calm your emotions. And you do the Vulcan hand motion, and then the ring finger and pinky finger goes in front of your ear, and the index finger and middle finger goes behind your ear. And then your thumb is down on your neck. And you do this with both hands. And you can literally put your hands on the table and elbows, on the table, and just sit like this with your thumbs pushing against your vagus nerve gently. And then these are activating, I think, triple warmer points. Oh, that's the ring finger. But it is stimulating the vagus nerve. So whatever the meridians are that goes around your ears. So that's another tool. So Carl's going to post links for those little quick videos. And then Holly Wharton created a video a long time ago showing 7 different ways to muscle test. And I'm going to let her take you through that. Carl's going to post that link as well. And but just know that there's some preparation. You have to be grounded. You have to be present. You have to be neutral. You have to ensure your energies are direct. You can double check yes or no. Some people use fingers. There's all kinds of different ways. I'm not going to go through them. But Christy Marie Sheldon was my original teacher about discernment, and she teaches in a Love or Above CD workshop that is teaching you how to get yeses and how to get nos, perceiving them in your body. So she'll say something like, if you had a yes outfit or a yes blouse, yes, 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 yes. What would that yes blouse look like? Put that on. And what does that feel like wearing that yes, yes, yes? What color would that yes, yes, yes blouse be? What would the texture be? Would there be a fragrance? Would there be an emotion? And so she takes you through all these levels of yeses, of nos, of maybes. And so it's wonderful to play with. And I gave an example of a yes can feel like, like a real easy way to breathe, and a no can feel like hard to breathe, or pushing at your will center. When people are trying to manipulate you, when people are trying to coerce you, you'll often feel pressure at your solar plexus because that's their energy pushing right against your will center. And so, but find some kind of check stop. Like my name is Maureen, my name is Mickey Mouse. And you can change it up so that you're going, my name is Mickey Mouse, my name is Maureen, so that you're not just getting a first one is strong, second one is weak. You want to get kind of savvy. But you want to be in your body, feel your feet on the floor. You can take a very large spoon and rub the smooth part of it against the soles of your feet to get you back in your body. You can stomp your feet on the floor, but you just want to be present, grounded, hydrated, neutral, and no attachment to outcome. All right, so that was a little rundown on muscle testing and discernment. Let's see if I can get to these original comments. Thank you about the pretty necklace. All right. Hi. Okay. We have a question. Had knee surgery, been healing well until today. Aw, going back to work here soon. Where do you see me going or doing? Okay. So I'm going to just ask a couple questions on your behalf. And I'm going to sink in. I'm going to double check. Okay, because, being in camera can be a little stressful and trying to teach, being distracted. All right. I had knee surgery too. I had a tibial plateau avulsion fracture in 98, so my heart goes out to you. And going back to work soon, where do you see me going or doing? Okay, will she go back to work? Yes. Is she going to make a full recovery? Yes. Is she right on track? Yes. Is the pain stress related? No. Is the pain inflammation? Yes. Did you possibly bump it or something, or twist it or overdo it? Our bodies are going to talk to us. Let me know if it's the right knee or the left knee. If it's the right knee, that's getting a yes. Let me know if that was accurate. It's about your masculine side, your doing. Right sides, like I had a real ongoing issue of entity infringement on my right side, tibia plateau, avulsion fracture, right side, broken toe, right side. I was constantly being tripped coming up my stairs, landing on an ice grid. And so I constantly was scraping the same right knee. I was literally pushed off a neighbor's stairs. I was just learning the unseen realms in all kind of extreme ways, but it was all right side. I smashed my middle finger on the right side, and that's still trying to heal from well over a year ago. I smashed it between two paving stones when I was trying to fix a path. But right side, masculine, anger at the masculine, or about your divine masculine, doing, action, pushing forward, aggression. So it's either your own nature, and knee is also about flexibility. I'm going to look at Louise Hay really quick and see what she says. stubborn ego and pride, inability to bend, fear, inflexibility, won't give in. So I know for me, my broken knee was requiring that I ask for help. And my broken knee was also, because I was extremely codependent, extremely catering to my boyfriend's children. And, when I needed help, I was, being treated pretty crappy. So it was requiring help. And then talking up about won't give in. So are you being rigid? Are you being resisting? Are you being a control freak? If so, do some trauma clearing around the need for control to feel safe. Do trauma clearing about when you were abused by others' control, when you didn't have control. Okay, so will you be going back to work? Yes. Will you go back to work on time? That gets a yes. Is that job the right place for you? It is. Will they treat you well? They will. So let me know if you have any more questions around that. Thank you, Carl, for posting these. Beautiful girls here. Thank you, Paz36.fun. Unless this is an ad. That might be a trolling ad, Carl. Yeah, that's Carl. Will you get rid of that, please? That is actually, I don't think it's telling us we're beautiful girls. I think it is promoting beautiful girls at that site. Do we qualify what kind of light in asking if they are of the light? False light is still light, right? Okay, what do we got here? I already removed it. Oh, bless your heart. See, he's on it. What a guy. I just love that man. Thank you for showing up in my world. My goodness. He's a goddess. He's the honorary goddess from the Goddess Wisdom podcast. But he is our hero for sure and our highly esteemed troll slayer. Bless your heart. I felt it was sketchy. Yeah, it was. Thank you very much. Absolutely. See, he's just using discernment. Where's that applause? Using discernment. Whee! Whee! All right. Do we qualify what kind of light? Okay, so false light is still light. I think false light is impersonating light. That I don't know. Is false light of the light? I get a no on that. And people say you can ask. I don't really feel that that's true. I'm not getting the truth of that. How could we further qualify the question? Well, and I know you already asked these while I was talking, so it was probably before I shared. Qualify further the question. So you're perceiving how you feel in your body, and you're also you can ask, is this energy in my highest and greatest good? You can connect with your soul self and ask those questions. If you're afraid, be aware that you might be, do a test, your name and Mickey Mouse or your name and some other name. Okay. So it really is learning the art of getting your own yeses, getting your own nos, getting your own, is this true? Is this a lie? Because it really is calling us forward on our journey of discernment, of ascension, and of trusting ourselves. So find something that works for you. And I'll tell you what, I have had to evolve what works for me because that's part of it too, right? Like we're all evolving and growing and changing and shifting, and so is Shadow, and Shadow's getting savvier. And so we are needing to get savvier too. It's the hologram of mastery, and that's all that it is. So don't let fear be a part of the game. Okay, so he's posting the videos on muscle testing, the lover above. Yeah, Christy Marie Sheldon, bless her heart. She just really was a groundbreaker in that. Thank you for that, Christy, because she really started validating my own knowingness and teaching me some tools and skills, and like the ball of light, blessing ball of light. And that's the beginning foundation of manifesting, right? Getting into that high vibe, getting light moving. She trained in the Silva method. Jose Silva. Carl, maybe you could look him up. Um, the Silva method, Silva, and Jose, Jose Silva. I know Mind Valley is doing a new rebranding, not rebranding, but he's promoting the Silva method things, and they are teaching about intuition. I would agree that that's a potent program, self-hypnosis as well. And right, okay, so I'm not sure what all the right was about, but I know, Deanna, that it had to do with your, oh, it is your right. Oh, okay, good. I was right. It was the right knee. Mine too, man. Yeah, no rigidity here. I've gotten a lot better. Okay, I got the email you sent me. Oh, good girl. Yeah, and I was asking you to confirm if that was when you wanted, because I can get you in sooner if you want. Cher had the most bone breaks on left side, collarbone, 2 toes, and left wrist. Wow, wow, wow. My right hip, what can you tell me? Well, I would say first and foremost, it has to do with your primary caregiver, who, you know, your relationship with your primary caregiver. And bone breaks are often new foundations, you know, breaking the old foundation. Let's just see here. Bones, structure of the universe, also our structure of our lives. Breaks and fractures, rebelling against authority. So there's mom. Collarbone, toes, and left wrist. We can look up wrist and see what that's about. Wrist represents movement and ease. I handle my experiences with wisdom, love, and with ease. So you're resisting, you know, the oppression, suppression, domination, abuse, coercion. Collarbone. I don't know if it's in here. Toes usually represent details in life. Yeah, I'm not seeing collarbone in Louise's deal. But that's part of your shoulders, you know, carrying the burden of the world on your shoulders. I'm not getting anything. That's interesting. So maybe it'd be interesting to know how you broke your collarbone. Toes. Let's just see if she mentions toes. She might want what kind of toe, which toes? Toes represent the minor details of the future. All details take care of themselves. Okay, and then hip is carries my body in perfect balance. Major thrust in moving forward. Hip, hip, hooray, there's joy in every day. I'm balanced and free. Yeah, hips, knees, there can be a lot of fear about moving forward. Or moving forward in a new way, right? Like you're choosing to do it differently now. And you're breaking the old chains, breaking the old patterns, breaking the old foundations as you step more fully into your own life on your own terms. So both Deanna and Cher, I would look at it that way too, as well as myself, right? Like I was being told I could no longer be catering in this out of balance, toxic, overgiving manner. All right, so I'm going to pop in and see if we have any questions behind the scenes. I think, okay, did that one last week. All right. Okay. Revisiting a relationship, not seeing each other, wondering if I get put in my feminine energy and he's in his masculine energy, if the situation will work out. Okay, let's find out. Right now, that's getting a no, sweetie. I don't want to be in my masculine energy anymore in relationships. Is that in your highest good? That is in your highest good. Um, is this person safe for you? That's getting a no right now. Will this person ever be safe for you? That gets a yes. And so trust that it's not yet time. Okay, regardless of what the outcome is, I will be grateful to be in my feminine energy. And that's superpowered. Good for you. And you will succeed. And you are succeeding. Yes. Okay. How can I get my energy and passion back in life? So I love this question, and I'm getting confirmation tingles all over because that's exactly why I'm doing the Goddess Wisdom podcast. I am launching into a different venue of sharing about cultivating deeper meaning in life, about tapping into your superpowers, about connecting with your inner goddess. And your inner goddess, I mean, it doesn't, if you have religious beliefs that are, masculine in nature and it feels like sacrilege to talk about goddess, talk about your inner goddess, your inner superpower, stepping into your female, divine, feminine nature, that your spark of the goddess, that your spark of the divine, that you're animating in human form, and that you want to ignite and expand and express and move forward from in your own life. So many of us have gotten small, and we're contracted, and we're hanging out at home. And the more sensitive we're getting psychically, which we all are, the veils are thinning, our DNA is activating from light, exposure to light, breathing in light, asking for more and more light to flow through us, calling in our soul's pure essence activates our DNA, working with the Sophia code and the crystal, activating our crystalline codons by engaging in the initiations of the Sophia tribe key codes, which are ascended masters that are all feminine ascended masters, female ascended masters. And then the crystalline codon bridges the carbon codons, our carbon DNA, overriding the matrix. And so if that isn't a superpower, if that isn't claiming your sovereign authority, if that isn't stepping into your true power, I don't know what is. And so I'm gonna launch a book club that is in a part of the podcast. It'll be a paid version. That is, we're going to start with Mirror Work by Louise Hay, because at the foundation of us moving forward in our power, we really have to connect to ourselves. We have to cultivate an unyielding devotion to ourselves, self-love, commitment to self, self-respect, honoring self, showing up for self. And that just feels so foundational to me. And I am not teaching this from a superior place. I'm bringing this forward from a place who needs it just as much as any one of us needs it. And yeah, sure, I'm putting myself out there in some ways. Yes, I have turned the clock back in many ways. Yes, I have faced my fears, cleared trauma. But there are other frontiers that I also need to step into more fully and express myself in more vibrant ways, and feel good in my own body, and make commitments to myself about lifestyle choices, food habits, exercise, right? Like we all are, vacillating in and out of good or not good self-care. And so from this place, I hope to cultivate where we're getting on our own team, cultivate self-love, cultivate self-confidence, cultivate radiant self-expression, falling in love with our bodies, and being able to move and not be self-conscious about being seen, being able to go on video or go into public and not be feeling self-conscious and judged. And even if we are judged, to just laugh about it and know that it's a projection of somebody else's judgments, a projection of somebody else's insecurities, a projection of somebody else's inner critic. And it's also going to be about firing our own inner critics and replacing them with our own inner cheerleaders and claiming our wounded children who in truth are our magical children, so that as we reparent them back into claiming their value and their power and honoring them and loving them and showing up for them by listening and not disregarding, not discounting, not berating, we are creating this union with self in this amazing way. And we can't help but blossom under those intentions, with that focus. So I really hope you'll join me in that. And then also, whatever it is that makes you feel alive, whatever it is that lights you up, whatever it is that ignites any form of feel good that isn't a drug addiction, that isn't abusing others, that isn't abusing yourself. That's your path. That's your passion. Do more of that. That is you bringing the spirit through you, the divine through you, your divine nature through you. So know that should be a joyful tribe experience should you choose to join us. All right. Yeah, mirror work is powerful. I agree. Superpower. Very powerful. And then Mel Robbins, I think is her name. She's encouraging and advocating high-fiving yourself in the mirror. High five. Good job. Doing a great job. I just love you today. Like really get that excitement and self-appreciation going. So we'll be exploring different ways of expressing self, igniting self, supporting self, uplifting self, getting, like I'm recently really getting on my own team about getting out of fear and back into flow, back into gratitude, back into conscious engagement instead of survival. And I think really that was my biggest inspiration, was that so many of us are just in survival anymore. And I've been joking, and it's not funny, but I've been saying I have a life, I have a work, not a life, because that's all I'm doing. And the more I'm working, the farther behind I've been getting. And so I've got to find a better way. And so anyway, shifting and rallying, not feeling punished, although when money gets scarce, it's easy to go into victim. And so I'm being called to hold grace in the face of that. I'm being called to know that I am supported, to know that this is calling me forward, right? Like know that no matter where we're at in our lives, to not beat ourselves, not judge ourselves, and to allow what we do appreciate about ourselves. Let's acknowledge that. Anything that we are doing, let's celebrate that. Let's acknowledge it, write it down, because too often we are doing next, not enough, never enough, can't get it right. And so instead, we are going to celebrate our own accomplishment. We are going to celebrate our own progress. We are going to celebrate our own self-love and our own inner child and our own wounded child, and bring her into our wholeness and our wounded adult, and learn to honor and celebrate her so she feels safe to express herself too. So there's that big share. Okay, Hearts Love Joe is in the house again. I know you were there earlier, but you're asking a question. Curious to know how my twin flame feels towards me currently and his thoughts. Was it him visiting me last night? I felt something touching me and a heart burst of energy. Ooh, how cool is that? Does he know I miss him a lot? Okay, how does my twin flame feel towards me currently? Wow, I'm getting an altered state going on here. Like kind of this swimming and this ebb and this flow. Okay, so hold on. Okay, hold on. I'm being okay. Let's get grounded. Let's drink water. Hydrated. I don't remember if I mentioned hydrated. Have to be hydrated and in your body. Is he thinking about you with love? Yes. With yearning? Yes. Is he dreaming about you? Yes. Was that him that touched you last night? That's a no. Was that angelic? That's a yes. And so that is your guardian angel letting you know that you're loved. And helping you break through some blocks. And so heartburst energy. So I would say that's helping eliminate heart walls. Powerful. Does he know I miss him a lot? Actually he does. Hurts me to see pictures of him knowing he lives in a different state and I can't see him, trying to feel my feelings of missing him. Okay, so that's powerful that you're feeling your feelings. That's superpower. That's powerful that you're not shoving your feelings away. But also don't get lost in your feelings. Know too that when we miss our twin flame, when we miss our beloved, when we miss having an other relationship, really what we're missing is our connection to source, our connection to the divine, our real pure soul connection to our own divinity. So cultivate a connection with God, cultivate a connection with the goddess, cultivate a connection with your soul self, cultivate a connection with your light team, and just ask them to fill you with love and to comfort you and nurture you and uplift you. Because really in this separation phase is a journey of self-love. It's a journey of healing. It's a journey of claiming your wholeness in a part. You claim your wholeness so that you come together in your wholeness. And your relationship's going to be way more stable, way more fulfilling. All right. Okay. So it's 10-2. I can rip through and do quick cards. Anybody have questions, please ask. Hearts Love Joe, let's start with you. Listening. Listen to me. Listen to your guidance. Listen to your heart. And so I think you're doing a great job. All right. And then share. Share gets a blank card, so that's unlimited potential. I would say choose you. I would say start, just like I shared with Joe, self-love, claim your wholeness. Move forward from a place of wholeness. Take the time that you need to do that. Jessica, obedience. I always hate that card. It's not a bad card, though. It's actually a much better card, and I never can remember it. Watch for signals and yield to your highest knowingness. Be obedient to yourself. What are truly your needs and desires? If you feel resistance, this is for me. When you draw this card, you need to ask yourself, who or what have you allowed to control your life? Yeah, well, most of my life was very controlled. Remember, there are choices here, and I am choosing them. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Only you know what's true and right for you. Look within and choose accordingly. Surrender to your own higher authority or guidance. Do not give power away to others. Follow your truth. All right. Okay, that's for you, girlfriend. Dawn. Intimacy. I always keep trying to get these two having some fun. But intimacy is more than just sex. Intimacy is personal intimacy. It's really getting to know yourself on a deep level. It is allowing yourself to feel your feelings. Look beyond the surface to the deeper mysteries of life. A new kind of awareness is called for. Life will no longer function smoothly in its old familiar grooves. Bring forth more of who you truly are and discover your fullness. Real intimacy leads you into unknown territory. If you dare to follow this path, it can work magic on your human soul. So there. Often intimacy serves as a mirror to the real self. Look with your heart. Beautiful. All right, let's see who else. Deanna. Deanna gets growth. Yeah, like mine was too. Holy. I had to face so much fear. Fear of it not healing properly, fear of not recovering, fear of hurting myself again, fear of the surgery, fear. But then it was having to ask for help. And also the conversation around rigidity and control. So explore that, and allow yourself to kind of let your guard down and needing to control things and allow things to unfold for you. So what that also is, Deanna, is moving from the divine masculine, where we're in control, in charge, making things happen, pushing the river, to being in the divine feminine of allowing, waiting, observing, gestating, and then birthing. Okay. So, and if you wanted more clarity about where do you see me going or doing, I wasn't 100% clear on that question. Okay, and we're going to ask pull a card for Carl. Simplicity. I know, right? That's like our new theme. We're going to try to keep it simple, and whoo, it is not simple. Carl literally spent 4 hours just trying to get our freaking business email to work with our website, which it had, and then it stopped. And so he's becoming tech master, man. He is learning ins and outs and mastery like you would not believe. And he is diving in and finding the details until we get it resolved. So thank you for that, Carl. And so the more we can simplify, the better. All right. Cher, did I pull a card for you? Yes. All right. And let's see. Dawn got intimacy. Oh, let's pull them. Did I pull them for Jessica? I think I did. Let's see. Mom was also wondering if my sister will have to go to appellate court. I don't know what that is. Or they will settle outside of court. I think they'll settle outside of court. Make sure you have a lawyer. Started having trauma dreams around Dad again, where I have to go to rescue him. But this go around is more about him running away from me. Driving RVs, being on his motorcycle. I'm feet. I don't know what that means. I'm feet. He seems happy. Oh, I'm in fear. Last night he was in a 40-foot RV showing me all the places he's been. Trauma dreams around Dad, where he's having to rescue him. Because it's about Dad. It is about Dad. It's still your trauma from Dad. Rescuing him because you had to. Different ways. Driving an RV, which you guys have been driving an RV. Being on his motorcycle. He seems happy. He is happy. Let's get you happy too. So that we have a little theme of control tonight. Use the trauma clearing exercise around that fear. Use the trauma clearing exercise around rescuing. Who else are you rescuing? Who needs rescuing? Like, where do you need rescuing? Where do you want someone to rescue you? So work all aspects of those dream themes. RV, motorcycle, showing you all the places he's been. I'd like to know how you had to rescue him. That would be helpful. But him running away from you. Okay, so when I ask if he needs rescuing, I'm getting a no. He doesn't. He's on the other side. But the metaphor of this, is it about having you examine your rescuing nature? That gets a yes. rescuing is codependency, and you and I both work that growth edge. And, so it's about finding balance, and it's about allowing people to suffer the consequences or experience the consequences of their own life paths, of their own journeys, of their own circumstances, showing up when we can, but if it's at our expense, to our detriment, it's the wrong path. I mean, at our expense if we have money to fund, but at our expense, like, depletes us, drains us, grinds us into the dirt, puts us in hardship, then it's the wrong path. But anyway, rescuing is codependency. Do you think he wants to talk to me soon? That gets a yes. And will he hug me when he sees me? That gets a yes. Hope to see him before the year ends. That's getting a yes. I'll cross my fingers for you. Okay, because I was in a place he wasn't okay to drive. Place of he wasn't okay to drive. Okay. Right. Scary. I could see where that would be traumatic. Out of control. Like a big vehicle is yours. Like, dreams are supposed to be all about you. Honestly, I don't know. I didn't 100% ever resonate with that myself, but we're going to look at vehicle real quick. Or let's see. Your mode of self-expression and operation. How large a vehicle determines the degree to which you're actualizing potential. And so even though it's your dad driving the bus or the RV, there's a fear of being out of control. And so, your fear of your own bigness, a fear of stepping into your own freedom or your own expansion, and fearing an inability to be able to navigate that, or that it's not safe. Let's just see if Dad is in here. This is Betty Bethard's dream book, Symbols for Self-Understanding. Carl, if you're still with us, if you could post that. The Dream Book by Betty Bethards. And Dad. No, parent. Let's see if we have parent. So I would look at that as divine masculine, which is the do, go, 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 push the river. Parents. Normally your experienced older parts of self, if parents have crossed over, would be an actual visit or message from them. See male, female, father, mother. Okay, so father. Let's see what father tells us. Father. Thanks for the dream. Wiser, more mature masculine self, the wise old man within, aspects attributed to God, the protector and provider, but you're the one rescuing them, or qualities projected on your own father or father figure. So yeah, since you experienced his decline and you were caring for him during that time, it's hard not to project those qualities. But it was being out of control, not being able to be safe, that kind of energy. Thank you, Carl. You're so good. Is he going to ask me to be his girlfriend when he sees me? It's getting a yes. Let's hope so. Oh my God. All right. Let's see. Because he was in a place he wasn't okay to drive, still in the mindset of his... Yeah, well, whew, that was a walk of fire. That was extreme, ongoing stress that continued to increase and was a new story every effing day. I had that in a different way with my animals, large breed animals, dogs that were declining and having issues, and what hardship were we going to have to rescue them from or save them from, or find a way around, and oh my God. And then, the added pressure of wanting to do right by him. Him without his illness. Yeah, hard time imagining him without his illness. Okay, I'll book with you tomorrow. Yeah, let's work through this, honey. Let's do a trauma clearing. We can do an NLP session and really get to the root of that. And then let's ignite within you the excitement of what's to come for you. Oh, nearing the year anniversary, so it doesn't surprise me this is coming up, right? Like, how powerful, and what a gift to bring closure to that. Superpower. All right. Good job. Blessings and love. Thank you so much, Maureen. We'll be happy to talk to you. I know. I'm looking forward to that too. That's awesome. Yay. Okay, kids, I am going from what's going on eCam. So if I'm missing somebody's, Carl, can you just let me know if I'm missing anybody's? And then we'll call it a night. Let's see. We went to task. We're not in Skype. All right, I already removed it. I felt it was sketchy. Yeah. Okay, I don't think we have any more backroom questions. And just a real quick look. Yeah, I can't see comments unless I turn it on live. Or let's just see. Is this published by Restream 5 days ago? Okay, so that was the other one. Let's see. Carl, I'm not hearing from you in Skype. Oh, let's see. Are we taking the right steps for my sister's lawsuit? Yes. Will it be okay without? No, you need a lawyer. I've been telling you that all along. Oh, because we've got conservatorship. Do we need a lawyer? Honey, I think you need a lawyer. I think you need a lawyer. Sooner rather than later. Love you, lady. Love you too, darling. Thank you so much. Yeah, there just is not much of me to go around, let me tell you. Oh my God. Yeah, honestly, Dad is packed and ready for adventure. That's awesome. RV shows he has what he needs. Motorcycle shows an element of danger or adventure. Fear element is a fear about him being on the adventure without you. Ooh, that's good, Dawn. Woo! She may have a new future ahead of her. Amazing. Thank you all for your help. Blessings of love. It gives me the same feeling of a mom sending off a kid on the bus. Kid's ready. Mom has the fear. If this were my dream. Yeah, I get that. That's powerful. I need to own my fear about letting a family member go on to their next adventure. Yeah, right? Yeah, wow. That's a big deal with parents. Also, when you've been a sole support for people in your family. Okay, good. Carl just got back to me. I need to own my own fear. Yeah. Trust you will see him again, full of light in his healed spiritual body. What a loving testimony. Thank you guys for being a community. I just love that. Deanna saying thank you. Have a good night. Jessica saying thank you, Dawn. You guys, thanks for being here. Thanks for making this show something worth listening to. Thanks for listening and tuning in. Thanks for being my tribe. I can't wait to launch a Goddess Wisdom podcast and see what we can do there. And until next week, you guys, let's embrace the amazing goddesses and gods that we are, the heroes that we are. And let's celebrate life and thriving, and intuition matters. This is Maureen Keefe of Intuition Matters. I'm Veiled. I am you. Mwah. Love. Cue it up.